come on today and talk to you guys. Some of you know me and some of you don't. My name is Parisa. I'm actually Sarah's upline. So I was going to start off today by telling you guys a little bit about my personal story with Beachbody and my coaching story and my life story. Since some of you don't know me and you don't know my personal journey, I thought I'd share with you guys that. And then a few of my tidbits on how to be a successful coach and what coaching's been for me and what it's done for me personally and how, like, what kind of coaching I kind of do. To kind of see if you guys can relate to my story, since it's not the typical, 15-star diamond coach, doing crazy things. I'm actually a single mom of my daughter. I have one child, and she is 4 years old. I was a full-time nurse when I first started Beachbody coaching. Let me backtrack. So when I was in nursing school, I got pregnant with my daughter, and I had my daughter in nursing school, graduated nursing school, took my board exams, and then I became a licensed registered nurse. I was like a nurse for a few months, and then I got introduced to Beachbody. I had like 10 pounds of baby weight that I really wanted to get rid of, and I was desperate. And at that time, I was a single mom. So leaving her to go to the gym was like not an option for me. So I found my friend who is my coach, and she introduced me to Beachbody. And she was like, listen, 21-day fix is definitely what you need to be doing. It's 30-minute workouts. Your meals are planned out for you. Like, it's super simple. It's like foolproof. You got to do it. So I was like, okay, sign me up. And I was literally scraping for pennies when I started my Beachbody journey. Like, if you can imagine being a mom, working as a nurse, and like barely making ends meet, like that was me. And I was a Starbucks holic. Like, I lived off of coffee because that's the only way I could function, was drinking coffee, running to work, coming home, taking care of a newborn, and just going through this hustle and bustle of life. So when I paid for my, program, I literally paid for it on my credit card and like just saw that amount on my credit card and being like, how the hell am I going to pay this? I started the program. The second I came in, I was freaking out because I'm a commitment phobe, and committing to anything was really scary for me. So committing to a 21-day program where I just felt like I was going to fail at it was really scary for me. So I took it day by day, I took it step by step, and I slowly started to commit to the program. And I got to the point after 2 months where I could fully commit to it. And I did commit, and I dived in, and I started drinking my Shakeology regularly and doing my workouts, and I saw results. And I saw consistent results. And honestly, if it wasn't for my coach holding my hand and literally messaging me when I needed her to message me and pulling me into an accountability group after accountability group, I don't think I'd be where I am today. So I literally owe every ounce of my success in my life to my coach. Why I say that is because we don't realize as coaches the impact that we can have on one person's life. And my coach changed my life for me. She changed every component of my life for me, not only my health and fitness journey, but my personal journey, my personal life journey. So when I started my 21-day fix journey, I lost 10 pounds on my first 21 days, and obviously continued the journey, and I lost a physical 35 pounds on my journey. So I had a huge transformation for myself. I was in the fittest shape of my entire life. Prior to my daughter, like, I was playing tennis and doing martial arts and dancing, but I was never this fit. I was never this tiny. I was never feeling as confident as I felt when I was doing these programs. So she not only helped me physically get to the best shape of my life, but after my first month of really investing in this program, I actually signed up as a coach, and she didn't even know it. And the only reason I signed up was for the discount. I wanted to drink my Shakeology, and as I was scraping pennies, the only way I could justify drinking it was getting any break I possibly could have, as well as cutting out my Starbucks. So for a few months, I cut out my Starbucks, and she reached out to me one day and was like, Parisa, did you know you can make money? Because I had been referring my friends to her, my friends that had been seeing my journey, literally just posting on Facebook, like, got my workout in, I'm feeling awesome, like just basic stuff, nothing about Beachbody or 21-day fix. It was literally about my workouts and how it was making me feel. My friends were coming to me and asking, like, what the hell are you doing? You're losing weight and you look awesome and you feel great. And how are you juggling nursing and mom life and, working and all this stuff with working out? I don't get it. So I would talk to my friends, and then I'd send them to my upline coach. And she's like, what are you doing? You're crazy. Like, you could be making money doing this. I was like, no, I don't want to make money. Like, I just enjoy helping people. Like, I'm a nurse to help people. I'm going to coach to help people. And she's like, but what could you do with an extra couple $100 a month? And I was like, hold on a second. Like, what do you mean? Like extra couple $100 a month? She goes, you could pay for your Shakeology. Like, you're helping 2 to 3 people a month easily. You can pay for your Shakeology like that. So I took this whole coaching thing into like a different light when she kind of brought that approach for me. And I simply started helping 3 people a month by the same thing, sharing my pictures on Facebook. I wasn't even talking about coaching, honestly. I wasn't even talking about 21 Day Fix or the program. I was just literally talking about working out and what that had been doing for me emotionally and physically as a single mom, building that confidence within myself to have, you know, be able to just go out and feel like me again. It was really hard for me after I had my daughter. So it built my confidence and within myself, and it gave me energy. Working the hours as I did as an oncology nurse and coming home to my daughter, it was like finding that balance was really challenging. So I literally started to talk about that. And the only reason I talked about my journey was I just wanted to help one person. My coach had helped me change my life for the better. And if I could help one person change their life for the better, I literally felt like my mission in life would have been like done. Like I did my job. I helped one person change their life. That's all I really set out to do. And I did just that. So that's kind of what my story was like. And 3 years down the road, Beachbody has sculpted me and changed me in every possible way I could probably tell you. My daughter is 4 years old now, and she hears Beachbody song and she runs down the stairs and goes, body, body, body's on. Like, if you could imagine what that feels like for your 4-year-old to understand health and fitness and just enjoy being active, for me, that's like huge. For me, I feel like as a mom, I'm doing something amazing for my daughter. I'm teaching her health. I'm teaching her how to stay active, and she's watching me, and it's just a great feeling. So when I started coaching, I didn't expect this to be my business. I didn't expect this to be money that was coming in regularly for me, that I could literally throw my daughter a birthday party. Like, if you could take me back to when I first started, where I was scraping pennies to get by, if someone was like, Parisa, in 3 years, you'd be throwing your daughter her dream birthday party, I would laugh in their face. Be like, with what money? I don't have the money. And I was never a money hungry person. I wasn't somebody who cared about the dollar amounts in my bank account. As long as I could pay my bills and I could put food on the table, I was satisfied. And last year, I'm going to get emotional because this is something that's really big for me. My daughter had her 3rd birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, and when the bill came, I could pay for it. And that for me was something that was so huge, because I dreamt of that day that I could give her something that I knew she wanted as a single mom. And that was because I worked hard as a Beachbody coach. And I know a lot of people think that like we're selling, but I never sold a challenge pack a day of my life. I shared my personal journey. And if I could tell you guys one thing that I learned as a coach, is sharing your journey and sharing your ups and downs is the most important thing that we do as coaches. It's not to go out there and to sell a challenge pack, because if you ever sold a challenge pack, that challenge pack's going to come back. But if you shared your journey, that journey is going to carry on with you. I have challengers who've been on this journey with me for 3 years, because I share my journey, I share my ups and downs, I share my struggles, I share my high points and my low points. When I started coaching, I thought that I had to be at my destination to be able to coach somebody through this journey. And when I got to my destination, I realized people stopped relating to this. They stopped relating to me, because what people want to see is not the good stuff. They want to see all the bad stuff. They liked me better when I was working as a nurse and taking care of my daughter and struggling as a single mom and trying to go back to get my bachelor's in science and nursing. They liked that Parisa. When Parisa quit her nursing job, became a full-time Beachbody coach, and started to become a homeowner and like doing big things with her life, people stopped relating to me as much. And I was like, what? Like, why? Why are people not relating to me? And it's because my journey was at a pinnacle point. My journey was at its peak. And people thought that, you know, she already did all the hard work. Now she's just reaping the benefits. So that really taught me something, that the most beautiful part about this entire coaching thing is not reaching your destination, but it's how you're going to get there and why you want to get there and why this is so important to you. So my coach asked me when I first started coaching. She goes, Parisa, why do you want to be a Beachbody coach? And the only answer I had for her is because I want to change one person's life. I suffered from anxiety. I suffered from depression. Again, this was all tied from like past with like my family problems and then my ex problems and all that stuff. I was just in an ultimate low. And that sense of community, that sense of my challenge groups and my accountability groups and people just loving on me for my single workouts is what helped me get to this Parisa 3 years later. So that journey for itself is like something that I feel obligated to share. I feel obligated to tell my friends about my community and tell my friends about, you know, what is Beachbody all about? Like, literally, I can call my upline coach tomorrow and just be like, I just need some love. And she's there to love me. And I can call Sarah and be like, Sarah, I need some love. And she's there to love me. And that community, I never found anywhere else. I never found that niche anywhere else. So for me, coaching is like a godsend. And I feel like it's my duty as a person to just share that with people. That is my personal story. I thought it was important for me to share that with you guys so you kind of see where I came from and where I am now. Like I said, where I am now, I am no longer a nurse. I retired my nursing career to take on Beachbody full time, as well as another business opportunity with my parents. They own a business. I decided to run their business because of everything I've learned as a Beachbody coach. So I'm implementing this business strategy within their business to now be where I am today. And the biggest moral of the story of what I've gotten out of this company is love people and care about them. When people think Beachbody and multi-level marketing, they think sales, thinking I have to push sales and I have to make sales and I have to meet quotas and I have to sell 3 challenge packs a month to hit Success Club, and you get the point. And I have to sign up 2 coaches to hit Emerald, and I have to sign up 10 coaches to hit Diamond, or you get the point. But really, all of this and all this is just meeting people and seeing how you can change their life. And how you do that is literally just by talking and being okay that your journey is still going. Well, sometimes when people ask me today, Parisa, what do you do? I don't have an answer. Like, I'm in school to get my bachelor's in science and nursing. I have nothing to do with nursing. I'm running my parents' business and I'm a health and fitness coach. So your journey is forever evolving, and just embracing that moment for yourself is actually what makes people like you. And that's what brings people to you, and they trust you. And when they trust you, they're going to want to do what you're doing, which you can obviously relate to that being, you know, a challenge pack or a new coach sign up and a really strong relationship, which is like a bond and a sisterhood. That kind of just grows with you. And I remember when Sarah first signed up as a coach, I was like, get ready. Like, this is going to be a moment where you're going to finally find your group of people. You're going to find your niche of people that's really going to make you feel like you belong to like a bigger picture. Because I feel like when I was growing up, I always felt so different and I couldn't find people that were like me. And coaching was like a magnet. Like, people like you, just like draw to you, and it's so much fun to have that. So this whole situation has really kind of just changed my life. So I wanted to ask you guys a few questions. Now that you know about me, I really want to know, you all are coaches, but how many of you, just by a raise of hands, became a coach for accountability, to stay accountable to your personal journey, and to get a discount? Okay, awesome. How many of you guys became a coach because of the financial opportunity that was involved in becoming a coach? Awesome. And then how many of you guys wanted to become a coach because you knew that the opportunity could have led you to being your own boss and making 6, 7 figures and pretty much setting the limits for your own self? Okay, awesome. So what I'm getting is that most of you became a coach for your personal accountability. And then the last question is, how many of you guys became a coach for the possibility to help one person feel how you feel today? Okay. Yeah, Carissa, that's my nurse right there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's in our blood. We can't escape it. We will die to help other people. It's kind of sad. So that's what I really kind of want to put out there. You people always think that this business is about making money when it's not. If your head is just about the dollar signs, I will promise you it'll get to the point where you're going to like hit the ceiling and you'll be like, I can't move any further. It's because the dollar signs don't matter. What passes dollar signs is people. Like when you go out there, and I was listening to Christine Dwyer today, and if you don't know her, she's like all of our upline coach. She's like multi-billionaire. And she made this bomb-ass video today, or a couple days ago that I was watching today. And she was like, literally, I walked into Target and I was talking to the woman behind me just to talk to her and like build a relationship. And I was like, yes, girl, like that is what I do. I love talking to people. So building that relationship and just like connecting, being like, I really connected with you. Can I connect with you on Facebook? Because that's so less awkward than being like, can I get your number? So I was like, shoot the Facebook thing. Like, can we be Facebook friends? We ease into it like that. And that's how they kind of watch you from afar. And that connection that you made personally grows on social media. And you guys help each other out. And then that can become a customer in 3 to 6 months. But it doesn't matter if they don't, because if that person knows 5 or 10 other people who you can help, trust me, they're going to refer you to them because you are a genuine person. So a lot of you might think that you don't have anything to offer because 1, you're not at your pinnacle of your journey, and 2, you're not a salesperson. And for both of those, don't be at the pinnacle of your journey. Once you reach the peak, people actually look at you and say, it's all natural for her now. Like she's used to this. She's used to getting up at 5 and working out. And those abs are just like normal for her now. That's what they were saying to me. And I'm like, no. Like, no, this is still hard. Like getting up is hard to work out. So it's actually harder when you reach your pinnacle. That journey is like the best thing to share. The struggles of trying to get that workout in, or eating that salad when you're like, I really don't want to eat the salad, but I got to eat it. Like people like that stuff. It's weird. Share it. Just talk about it. And then the other thing is literally loving on people. I think when Sarah first started, I was like, are you talking to people in your classes? Like, can you go creep on your classmates? Like, go be friends with them. Like, go talk to them. Like, wherever you find people, just go talk to them. And she's like, I'm not talking to people. I was like, then get in groups and go talk to people. Like, go find people that you like. And then she was like, exactly. She's like, mm-mm. I was like, okay, then find your niche. And she found her like diabetes niche and her Lily Pulitzer niche. And then she was like in this happy bubble. And I'm like, what's Lily? And then I became in that happy bubble, and my daughter's in that happy bubble. So it's fun. If you really figure out a lot about yourself, I think that's the one thing I realized. So I kind of wanted to bash those barriers that a lot of people had, that, you know, I have to be rock hard abs to be the best coach. I want to tell you that, hi puppy. I wanted to tell you that being rock hard abs isn't all that. There is a bajillion top coaches who do not have anywhere near abs, anywhere. And one of our uplines is like one of them. She's like a mother of 2 and does not have abs, but is still rocking coaching because people just like to see this repetition of a journey. And money does not have to be your driving factor. Money, if it is your driving factor, I don't know what to tell you because money's not my driving factor, but just try to keep people above that and just really kind of like love and embrace any relationship you can have with anybody. The number one thing that I say about being a successful coach is posting publicly. Again, that's not necessarily like, I don't have my Shakeology bottle with me, but like, it's not like, hey, I'm drinking Shakeology, like try this good stuff. Because when you do that, people will go to Shakeology.com and order Shakeology and not underneath you. And you're just kind of like, what? I just posted Shakeology. Why are you not ordering from me? It's literally saying this superfood is like kicking my butt today. I'm so glad I have this. And people are going to be like, what superfood? What are you talking about? And they'll message you privately. And that's when you can start building relationships. Or you're going to be like, that 21 or 22-minute workout really kicked my butt today. They're going to message you saying, what 22-minute workout are you doing? I have time for 22 minutes. You want to kind of throw little curveballs to people, but you don't have to be talking about it flat out. Hey, I'm doing a Beachbody program. Hey, it's 22-minute hardcore. Hey, it's 21-day fix. Hey, it has portion-controlled container systems. Don't talk about that on your Facebook. Give like little jabs of like, hey, watch my cool meal prep that I just did, and I have like a great portion of vegetables, carbs, and proteins. People are going to be like, how do you know what your portions are? If you're getting my drift. So people don't want to feel like overly salesy and like putting it all out there. And I kind of do like the hidden approach of guess what's in my cup? Guess what's on my plate? guess what I'm doing on my workout today? You know, guess what my lifestyle is like? And people literally flood my inbox being like, so what is it that you're doing? And I'm like, yeah, let's talk. Like, let's build this relationship now. For a lot of you that don't like to go out there and like feel like you're like messaging people that you haven't talked to in years, that's a really good way to get them in your inbox. So I know I kind of went around in a big circle talking about myself and a few things that I really do, but this is literally coaching in a nutshell. It is literally building relationships and just loving on people and sharing your journey. It is really that simple. People complicate it. People think that they need to know everything. I am one of those people. I am guilty. I needed to know coaching inside and out before I thought I could be a coach. Then I knew too much and it was really confusing. So I went back to basics. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, the basics are the key of being a really successful coach. It's literally talking to people, finding a way that, you know, this could change their life if they talk about, hey, I really wish I could get in shape. I can't do it because of, list their excuses there. Coaching is a perfect opportunity. Beachbody is a perfect opportunity. Send it to them. If they say, totally not for me, say, no problem, I totally get it. And you still love on them. That point right there is to still love on them is what changes the whole thing. Sarah will attest. She was on my list for a year before she signed up. I did not give up on her. I loved on her. I talked to her all the time. And then she became a rock star person and just the love of my life. So don't give up on people, which is why that I initially said was helping one person. That's so important to have written out there for yourselves. Write out what your why is. It's literally on my refrigerator. I can grab the paper for you. I look at it every single day to remind me why I became a Beachbody coach, why I deal with the things that we deal with as coaches. It's in front of my face every single day. So I went through my list. And one thing I really wanted to do with you guys is I wanted to open up the floor and have you guys ask me questions. I've been a coach for 3 years, so you guys have every right to pick my brain and get some information out of me. Whatever questions you guys might have had, whatever your fears are, whatever you guys really want to talk about, I wanted to open up the floor for you guys to ask me questions. Who's going to ask questions? I don't bite. Nobody? Nobody? Sarah? Carissa?
I'm thinking. I'm in a training right now. I just planned out my power hour. What do you do for your power hour? Have you done the same thing every day, forever?
Yeah, so I split up my power hours. When I was first nursing, I split it up in 20s. So I would do 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in like midday, and then 20 minutes at night. I actually would listen to personal development in the car. That's a really good point, Sarah. So was it Sarah that asked that question?
Yeah, it was me.
Sorry, your lips weren't moving. So I would listen to personal development in the car, and I still listen to personal development and trainings in the car because it is the only time I have peace and quiet. Drop off my daughter at school, on my way to wherever I'm going, I listen to personal development. So that'd be like my 20 minutes done. Then I'd like sit down for like my lunchtime, my like lunch hour, and I would literally just send out like 5 messages of like, hey, how are you? I just saw on your Facebook that you did X, Y, and Z. How was it? And then they would respond, and I'd just be like, I'm so sorry, I got off my lunch break. And I'll respond back to them at night. And nighttime, I'd spend 20 minutes literally just continuing the conversation. And my rule when when I do my power hours, 3 contacts. So I kind of wait 3 to 4 times, like 3 to 4 days before I invite them. I remember Sarah, she's like really open about inviting, and she'll invite you right away because that's just her personality. It's just proofs to kind of say that there is no right or wrong way. You have to feel the conversation, and you have to feel like that opportunity came up. This person has told me enough about their life that I can tell them a way that this opportunity will help them. You know, they told me that, hey, I really want to lose 20 pounds because I just had my daughter and I don't know what to do, or I totally gained a lot of weight over the winter. I was like in depression mode. I need some help. Those are your cues that you're like, this is what you need. Hey, I'm really struggling financially. I don't know what to do. Like, you're looking for cues to kind of figure out, this opportunity to present to them. If I don't see a personal opportunity, I personally do not invite at that contact. I will keep them on my follow-up, and I will follow up with them weekly, monthly, just depending on the conversation. If they've opened up to me about like something crazy, I follow up with them more frequently, just to give them love and affection. And then when I feel like, you know, they're in a better place, I will, you know, tell them about my personal journey and, you know, get to that point. So, because the way I look at it is if you're contacting 3 to 5 people every single day, that multiplied by 30 is 150 people a month. So if you're just trying to do like Success Club 5, if like your number goals type of person, you'll find 3 people in 150 that is ready to commit. That's how I kind of like looked at it when, you know, when I do my power hour. So I don't ever force anybody or push anybody to, you know, with a message that I don't feel like is ready or would actually use it. I don't want to come off salesy. That's my personal tactic. But you can find your own. Each person's different. People like to invite right away. People are like, this is a perfect opportunity. I just posted about, you know, a new group that's coming out. Here, come join it right now. So that's kind of how I do my power hour. It's 20 minutes of just kind of like, hey, how are you to people? 5 people a day. I keep it 5 people because I have really bad ADD. If I do more than 5, I get overwhelmed and I get anxious and I kind of like lock down. So I keep it realistic for myself. The best thing I can tell you about coaching, it's the compound effect. If you haven't read that book, then I'll basically explain it to you. Little goes a long way over time. So if you sit down and you like, you know, overwork yourself for like a few weeks, you're going to burn out. So the compound effect just pretty much says start small, grow big, and it compounds and it gives you big, you know, big rewards in the end. So that's how I've always worked my business. It's worked it in moderations to kind of allow it to grow in a way that I can grow with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was just going to add, so Parisa and I coach, like, we're like complete opposites. But I typically, when I invite people either to the coaching opportunity or a challenge group, like say I've been talking to somebody and they've told me their goals and they tell me what they want to do, that opportunity is there. But I always take the next step and say, what have you tried in the past that doesn't work, that hasn't worked for you? Because if they've tried, you know, I don't think there's anything out there like Beachbody offers. There's no other MLM company like this. But you want to know what they've tried in the past so you can basically shoot down what they're going to try to say about Beachbody. How you can tell them Beachbody is different than Herbalife or Plexus or whatever the other company is that they've tried. So then you know what they're, you know, they're in their head, what they're thinking Beachbody is, so you can shut it down before they even take it on the run. And another thing, so say that you offer them the invite and it's just not the right time for them for whatever reason. I always say, great, you know, I'll add you to my list for next month's group. Is that fine? So then you always have that list of people that you can run through. But I wouldn't start the conversation again when you're like reconnecting with them. I wouldn't be like, hey, I'm having this group on the 13th. Do you want to join it? I would start with the genuine forming again if you haven't had that continuous conversation, because it's not like you're just looking for the sale at that point. You're still connecting with them, but it's also another way for you to get that sale without being salesy, because you've already had the whole forming conversation. You're just catching up with them to see what's new, because you don't want to try to sell somebody something or get them to buy a challenge pack if their grandma just died earlier that day. Like, you want to know those things in advance before you like drop this, you know, huge financial commitment on them. Because if you know their grandma died earlier that day, you're not going to be like, hey, you want to join my challenge group? You're going to be a friend and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So it's definitely going to play on how your conversation is going to go. So I just thought that was my like insight.
Absolutely. 100% what you just said is like nail on the head. Yes, I firmly agree with that. To really ask them that question, because a lot of people, like was a Mary Kay consultant. The reason I say I am is because I still do it for my personal like discount, because it's the best thing for my skin. But I knew all about MLMs because of Mary Kay. And my upline knew that. So she knew how to tell me how it was different. And it really helped, because I was like, oh, okay, so this is cooler because I don't have to have inventory. Like it really helped me being able to, relate to that. So Sarah made a really good point when she said that. Understand where they came from. Do they know anything about MLMs? Because everyone's like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. And it's not. Corporate America is a pyramid scheme, which I know every MLM company says that, but corporate America is a pyramid scheme. So understanding where their drawback is going to be is really going to help you address that rejection before it even happens. So you can get to the real point of why they're saying no if you're feeling like you're getting no a lot. It's just that's why forming them is just so, so important. And like Sarah said, definitely reconnect and reform if you haven't connected with that person in a while. Definitely. Who's been a coach for over a month now? Kind of.
Caroline jipped the system, so she's like, I don't even know.
I'm still a noob. I don't know.
Caroline signed up as a coach. When did you sign up?
Which time?
Okay, so Caroline jipped the system for the 6-month period, by the way, guys.
How?
And, she's like, I really want to be a coach. And I was like, well, you can't be a coach till April. We've already talked about this. And she was like, well, I'm going to message Beachbody Corporate. And I was like, okay, go for it. And she was like, okay, so I'm on live chat and they say I can sign up. And I was like, what? She was like, they say I can sign up. And I was like, well, try it. And she was like, okay. I went through. And then corporate called on and corporate was like, no, we have to cancel your account. And I was like, oh, hell no. So I called and I was like, yo, I'm about to lose my customer. I'm about to be really pissed off and I'm about to quit my coaching if you don't have a coaching account. And they were like, okay, we'll get back to you in the day. And I was like, no, I need to hear back in 2 hours. And they were like, okay, ma'am. And they called or they emailed me back and they were like, she can keep your account. And I was like, yeah, that's right. You're about to
yes, that is awesome.
So do you have two then, Caroline?
I have been a coach before, yeah. And we were on the phone at the same time with this corporate person. And I work in sales, so I was like, it's sales.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just going. It was bad.
Whoops.
Well, congratulations for coaching.
Yeah, this is a better group.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference.
She was like, it seems too good to be true, but I think I'm a coach. And I was like, what do you mean you think you're a coach? She was like, it went through. And I was like, yay, but I don't want to say anything yet. I don't know what to say.
That's really exciting. What is the biggest fear you guys have as being coaches? What's something that you guys kind of can't let go of or can't do or feel awkward doing?
I just feel flat out awkward reaching out to people, people that I haven't talked to since high school. Being like, oh, hey, how are you? I haven't talked to you in 5 or 6 years. But I'm genuinely interested in what's going on in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you scroll their Facebook to find something that you like? Yeah. And then you start with that conversation? Where'd you go? I can't hear you. Say it again?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
Okay. So yeah, that's when I haven't talked to somebody, it's I Facebook stalk them for a day. I might even Facebook stalk them for 4 days and like their posts a lot and comment on stuff. So it's my eyes have been on them and then I form them in 5 days. So it's not all of a sudden I'm sending them a message, I like something and then I send them a message. It's I've been watching you, you've been coming up on my newsfeed. Obviously they've been coming up because I started liking their stuff, but they don't have to know that. I've been but coming up on my newsfeed, it's been really cool that you've been doing X, Y, and Z. How have you been? So that really kind of breaks the ice for me a lot easier than my random, before I used to literally just hey, how are you? And people were not even responding back to me. I'm oh, I got to change my approach. I'd found a big thing went on or a dog picture or, a new life change. And that's what I would start talking about. Hey, how did that go for you? I'm either looking for a vacation spot. Did you like it? That type of stuff.
I think a lot of it is I don't know about you guys, but I'm way more comfortable talking to somebody I've never met and have no history with. Because then they people I went to high school with, no offense, Sarah, but people I went to high school with, I feel there's baggage. Like, even though it wasn't bad, it's just like they know too much about me, and
Sarah, I feel the same way about that.
Yeah, so like that's why I found like niches, because number one, it's a way to connect with people on like something that you're really passionate about, and number two, it's, you know, you don't have history with these people. So I don't know, some people like to talk to people they know, some people don't. That's what I found.
Yeah, and like I said at the beginning, like Beachbody, it actually helps you kind of figure out who you are as a human, like as an individual. Just like Sarah said, some people like to talk to people who they've known their whole life. Other people like to find the groups. So if you're finding one thing is really uncomfortable for you, try another thing. There is no right or wrong. There is no like, you know, one secret sauce to how to be a successful coach. When I get invited to a new group, I get really active in that group, because then people like start to click on your profile, and then they kind of start to see what you're doing. So it kind of builds a relationship like that too. So don't be afraid. Like, if you're new to a group, just be out there. They don't even know who you are. So, you know, do you, if that's really what kind of makes you more comfortable, as opposed to talking to people that you've had, you know, that known you in high school and feel weird talking to.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I should tell you a funny story later, please.
Okay.
We have less than a minute, by the way.
Well, does anybody have anything?
Anyone else?
Doesn't have anything else.
I think my only thing is, like, unlike a lot of the girls, like, no offense, y'all are like super thin and pretty and like at your goal point. Like, I'm starting at the very beginning of my journey, very overweight, and like, I know you said it's very inspiring, but I'm afraid people are going to see that I'm a coach and be like, well, she's not fit. How can she tell people what to do, kind of thing?
You don't have to tell them you're a coach until you private message them. If you don't feel comfortable coming out publicly, what I would say is literally just start and say, I like sharing my sweaty pics because it's been